hear and share their stories to the world. We have here Inge this week, Emapta's Executive Director. Hi Inge, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. So basically this is just a casual conversation. We just want to get to know about you, your journey, and maybe some inspirational things that you can share to the public. Try my best. Yeah. So the first question, Inge, is just maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Inge, I'm originally from Italy, the northern part of Italy. Grew up there and lived there the first 20 years of my life. And the last, no, I'm not going to say how many years, but in the last few years I've been living abroad. First in Europe, then Middle East, and then came to Asia, to last China, and then we got the opportunity to come to the Philippines, and I've been here now for going on almost 7 years, and absolutely love it here.
Yeah, I've heard, Inge, that you kind of know a lot of languages here and there. Maybe we can have a sample of the Filipino language that you know.
Sige po. Problema.
Awesome. So that's an employee favorite when Inge speaks Tagalog. That's the
because they have something to laugh when I speak Tagalog. That's why it's a favorite.
Pretty fluent. Yeah. So, Executive Director at Emapta, can you tell me a little bit about what that role is?
Yeah, when I introduce myself, I always say I'm the right hand to our CEO, Tim. And I joke, but it's not even a joke, it's actually true. I do a bit of everything, a bit of nothing. I'm kind of, I'm part of the leadership team and you're closely involved in all aspects of the business. I have a real passion for customer service and people, so I do a lot of the client-facing and also prospect-facing conversations. So when new prospects or potential future clients want to talk to us and learn about outsourcing and about the Philippines and about Philippine talent, I often talk to them. And then our existing customers, when they come to visit us here in the Philippines, I love to post them and show them around and kind of give them a bit of a local perspective. And also our employees, of course.
Yeah.
I am very much of a people person. I usually go to the offices. Before pandemic, when it was still loud, I would like hug people and talk to everyone. Now it's kind of fist bumps.
Inge would probably be voted as like the team's choice.
No, I don't know about that, but I do love people and enjoy being around them.
And it shows actually, Inge. But have you always been in this industry, maybe the outsourcing industry or in this particular role?
Actually, the outsourcing industry is new to me. I mean, now it's been going on almost 3.5 years here at Emapta. My background actually is in hotel management.
Oh.
I knew from a very, very young age that I wanted to work in hotels. When I was 7 years old, I said I'm going to be a hotel manager one day. And I really went for it, went through hotel school and did my bachelor's degree as well, worked in international hotels in Europe, Middle East, Asia. And then after having kids, I did my master's degree and wanted a bit of a career change because I really was looking for a work-life balance where I was able to be with my kids but still have a meaningful career. And then Emapta happened, and I found my new place.
How was the transition there? I'm wondering if the transition was like drastically different. Was it an easy transition? I mean, they are two different fields, maybe have some similarities, but they are still different, right?
Yeah, it's a good question. I thought initially that it was going to be a huge change. I was really worried because my background was all in one industry and that was my expertise, my passion for all my life essentially. And I was really worried about it, but it turns out that it wasn't that big of a transition.
Right.
In the end, my passion is people, and that's what we do here on a daily basis. So actually, it wasn't that hard. It was just a new country, a new company, a new job. But the transition into the new industry was not as hard as I thought.
And you have the background and the discipline in hotel management to really, give that VIP service that we always give to our clients.
Yeah,
and also members.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot in hotel management that you pick up. Little things like attention to detail, or
and the service
OCD. At the moment they say it's English OCD, but
I have experienced that.
Yes, but it's those things that are normal in a 5-star hotel environment that you just do. You don't even think about it. And when coming into the outsourcing industry, there was a bit of an advantage. It was something that I brought in. It's one of the reasons I think why Tim hired me. And so I was able to bring that in, but I also picked up a lot of new skills in this industry now that I had no clue before, so it's always good.
I think it's also appropriate because I always remember Tim saying we want to give both our clients and our team members that VIP treatment, and it's really that service mentality, right? You mentioned the love for people, or like really the communication, engaging with people. Is that like the favorite thing that you have about your role, or do you have like some things that you really love doing in your role as a technical director?
Definitely, it's the people. When the pandemic happened and we all moved permanently work from home, and then after, I think was it 6 weeks or 7 weeks when we were our offices reopened, and I went back to the office, and on that day I really realized what my source of happiness at work was, because the first day back in the office and seeing people in person, my heart just opened up, and it was just like having that conversation and hearing how they're doing, talking about issues, just getting stuff done. So yes, it's definitely my source of joys.
I remember even during the pandemic, you were one of the people who was really regularly in the office still, right?
Well, I'm always joking that it's also because I want to escape my kids.
I understand, and I don't judge.
I mean, I love working from home, and I've even done that before the pandemic, but really the ability to come into the office and be just around and just focus on work is amazing.
I also miss the office. I mean, our offices, you already know that it's really beautiful, and it's a great place to work. How about things that you don't really like that much about the role? I'm sure there are some here and there.
There is, like in any role, I think, and that's one I talk about openly. It's when I say I do a bit of everything, a bit of nothing. So some days it feels like everything now, but like some days I'm so far stretched, like I'm handling things on so many different aspects that I don't even know where my head is. That's probably but it's also what I love most about the role. It's crazy, like it's what I love, but it's also what makes it really hard. Some days I don't know where my head is, because I'm talking about something related to a team member, something to a customer, something to an accounting problem, or whatever it is. It's just so varied.
Everything needs you in that way.
Well, but no, it's not about me, really. I'm just one person in the team among many others who are working on this. So it's not about me. It's kind of, I feel like I'm stretched into many different areas. I suppose that's probably the tough part on some days.
And it's also probably because we're really expanding and growing as a company. So there's a lot of things happening as well.
I guess, yeah.
So just a couple of other questions. So there's this campaign in the Philippines that we always remember. It's an escape campaign, and para kanino ka gumising, or what motivates you. So what motivates you?
What motivates me? It's so boring when I keep saying people, but what motivates me is really, yes, the genuine relationship with people. So with my co-workers is when you work together and you achieve something, or you go through you solve a problem, and you're like, oh my god, this is so crazy, what are we going to do about it? And then you talk together and you find a solution, and you walk away and you're like, oh yes, that's great. Or you have a customer that comes with a challenge, and you're like, oh my god, what are we going to do? And you work with them together to find a solution. So I suppose that the collaborative environment is what motivates me. And when you have that achievement afterwards, wow, we did this. And for us, we're lucky at Emapta because we're a fast-growing company, and every Monday we have new hires. So my biggest motivation is every Monday we have team members joining our Emapta family, and Tim and I always greet them, and it's the best. Because every Monday you see the fruits of our labor, in the sense that we are attracting new team members to join our family, and they're starting their careers with us. So there's so much joy and motivation from those calls. So yeah, that motivates me.
I can see that, like, us being able to solve the problems that we're facing, from our team members to our clients, and also connecting them with each other, is basically that's what we do, right? We connect people with people. Last question, Inge, for you, for those aspiring to join Emapta, or maybe those who are in Emapta who are looking to maybe level up, or potentially even from a different field, wanting to go to another field, what would be your advice to them? It's a Miss Universe question.
That's a really like a Miss Universe question. It's too broad of a question. I'm always a problem solver, so I always feel, my advice is always when you feel stuck or when you feel overwhelmed, which happens to me regularly, just same like any other person in any whatever role, I sometimes feel overwhelmed or stressed. Just sit down, take a breather, and look at, okay, what can I do about it? And what's my role in it? Because when you break down a problem into smaller segments and say, okay, this is what I can do about it, and this is what I need the marketing department's help or anyone else, then it becomes easier. So really sit down, breathe, and break it down. So that's what I
bite-sized pieces that you can solve.
Like step by step. When something feels like too big of a problem or too big of a challenge or too far away to achieve, break it down into smaller parts, and it becomes so much more achievable. And it's also more motivational when you then see, okay, I've done the first part, and then the second. It's kind of like a step.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Inge. Inge is with Emapta's Executive Director, Hotelier turned Executive Director, whose love is still the people and communicating, managing people. So thank you very much, Inge.
Thanks, Bianca. Thanks, team.